Hello pretties, welcome to Beverly. So today I want to talk about all the brands that I want to try, or I have tried some things but I want to try more from and I haven't, and the reason why. Because I feel like if you're like me and you're a regular person that consumes makeup at an average pace, you just can't buy everything in the world, and there's certain reasons and things that deteriorate you from buying certain things, and I just kind of want to talk about it, why not? I do want to quickly say that I got inspiration for this video watching Jen Loves Reviews. So she did a video just talking about brands that she does not buy from and the reason why she doesn't buy from them. And I do kind of want to buy those, do that, because I have at least like 5 brands that I can think of that I do not buy from for one reason or another, and not because they're not cruelty free. There's plenty of cruelty free brands that I refuse to buy from, and I can talk about that later if you would like me to at a different video. But that kind of just got my juices flowing. I'm like, well, what about brands that I want to buy from but I haven't, and like, what's stopping me? So I just kind of want to discuss it. Before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe to become a resident of Beverly, and you get more videos like this one. Please excuse my face and the glare in my glasses, but we're working where we have to, and I have to go work at 6:30 in the morning, so this makeup has been on for 11 hours and I have to go back to work in an hour. So let's get to this. I have a bunch of brands, so we're gonna kind of go through them a little quickly. So first off, I have Juviu's Place. To me, Juviu's Place is that brand that I always think of. It reminds me of ColourPop, right? I hear a lot of good things about their quality, being very consistent. They're very affordable, but for some reason, I've never bought anything from them, and I've only heard good things about them. But something keeps deterring me from buying from them. And I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. I have no excuse. Like, I don't think their face products, like their base products, are gonna be my type of thing. It's just, they sound very heavy, and it's just not my thing. And then I've heard really good things about their eyeshadows, and I definitely would like to buy some of their eyeshadows, but none of their palettes have really caught my attention. And I've heard some things about like their mattes not being as good as their shimmers or vice versa, and I'm just like, I don't know. But that one's the one where I don't have any good reason. I want to try them, but I haven't. Then I have a NYX Cosmetic, and I have okay. So NYX is a brand that used to be very popular, and I've heard good things about their lip balms, and I've heard really good things about their glosses. In fact, I even bought my sister a set of glosses for Christmas because I heard they're so good, and she's told me she really likes them. I don't know. I kind of want to try their glosses, but other than that, like, there's nothing really like attracts me. And I've heard a lot of hit and misses with their quality, where I'm just like, should I even take the risk? And like, when I can just go with ColourPop, which you guys know I got a problem with, and know for sure that I'm gonna get good quality at a good price. And also NYX says their prices just keep going higher and higher and higher, and the quality hasn't. So I'm just like, what's the point? So that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so I have Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this is one of the brands where I definitely have some of their products. I recently bought their foundation at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauties, and I do have a lip gloss from them. I finished a lip gloss from them before, and I've had a couple of bullet lipsticks. I actually own one bullet lipstick still from them. And I want to try their eyeshadow formula because I've heard a lot of good things. I have tried it one time. My sister let me borrow her ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and I was able to use it, and I made a really good look with it. I do want to say though, I couldn't make that look with any other palette. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I kind of want to try the ABH and Jackie Aina palette. I've heard a lot of good things about that one. I've heard a lot of good things about the Soft Glam, Sultry. I've heard just good things all around. And I'm not sure what it is, keeps pulling me from pulling that trigger. I kind of want a palette, I just don't know which one, and I've heard that they don't last really long, so I'm just kind of like scared of like getting it and then I don't use it right away and it goes bad. I don't know. Lunar Beauty. I will say though, none of the palettes that Manny has come out with caught my attention. They're just not necessarily my vibe. Not to say that I haven't heard good things about the quality. I've heard the quality is fantastic, and I've heard a lot of good things about his base products, which is mostly the blushes and the highlighters. I really don't need another highlighter, and I don't love highlighters. I've really tempted to buy that blush palette, but I definitely want to go through some of my blushes before I purchase that. So that's what deterred me, because I definitely want to buy those. There's also another brand that I want to buy some brushes from that's keeping me from buying that as well. So there's that. And also with Lunar Beauty, I just feel like, I don't know, it's just not my aesthetic. Is that like a thing? I think the packaging is so cute and really pretty, but I just don't go for things like that. And that sounds ironic considering I love ColourPop, but it is what it is. Moving on, Patrick Ta. I really want to purchase some things from Patrick Ta. He has some beautiful blushes that I want to try. I really want to try those blushes. I've heard good things about the eyebrow thing, and I've mentioned it before that I don't really need to do anything with my eyebrows. I just need them to stay in place. And I've heard about the Essence one, and I've heard about a lot of other different eyebrow products that can help you just kind of manage that. But I kind of want to try Patrick Ta, you know. I've heard a lot of good things about him, especially his blushes. I definitely want to try it, but I know that it comes at a higher price tag. And I'm like, I just don't feel like spending 30 bucks on one blush. So I could, but like, if I were to go with like the Panty palette, it's 6 blushes for $36. That's still a better value than getting one blush for 30 bucks. So I'm just like, not sure. Which brings me to my next one, which is Charlotte Tilbury. I've heard so many good things about Charlotte Tilbury. Her quads really intrigue me. Her lip products really intrigue me. Her base products, I've heard good things about her bronzers, her powders. There's so many good things that I would like to try from Charlotte Tilbury. But when the average price tag for one item is 50 bucks, it makes me double think everything. And because I'm so cheap, I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm from Monterrey, Mexico, and we're supposed to be, people from Monterrey are supposed to be codos, which that means that you're cheap as hell. And so you guys don't want to pay, and I'm like, it's so true. I don't want to pay 50 bucks on a quad. It's too much. It's just entirely too much for a quad. Anyway, there's 100% what's kept me from buying anything from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the price tag. Okay, next I have Urban Decay. So I have tried Urban Decay in the past, here and there, mostly just the lip products. I finished one bullet lipstick from them. There's something about this brand where I actually like their aesthetic, and I've heard good things about their quality. I've thought about buying the Born to Run palette, but then I heard some like hits and misses with the quality. I don't care for their the Naked series. I don't care for that at all. I don't know what it is. It's just not my vibe. And so I haven't bought it. I've heard good things about their foundations. I've heard good things about their powders. I've heard good things about their blushes, highlighters. I've heard a lot of good things. And I don't know. There's nothing that I've wanted to buy enough to actually pull the trigger and buy it. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. There's nothing. I don't think the price tag for Urban Decay is outrageous where I wouldn't purchase anything. There's just nothing that's caught my attention. And anyway, moving on. Natasha Denona. I think we all know what it is. It's the same thing that I don't buy from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the price tag. $125? $109, excuse me. $129 for one palette? Absolutely not. Never. If I pay $129 on one palette, I've gone insane, and you need to put me in Arkham because I've gone crazy. And I know that she released her new ones, which are like the mini versions of $65. I still think that's really high. And I mentioned this in my eyeshadow palette. What's it called? My eyeshadow palette tag. My most expensive palette is $45. So even me buying a $65 palette, that's $20, almost 50% more than what my most expensive palette is. So I'm just like, is it worth it? Like, if it was, like, I've heard a lot of good things, but there's no color story that's attracted me enough to pull the trigger. It's not that I don't have the money, I just don't want to spend it. I just don't, and I don't know. Even if you take this, I've heard a lot of good things about her complexion products, about like the blushes and bronzers, highlighters. I've heard good things about her powders. So I've heard a lot of good things. It's just $65 though. No thanks. And I know that they have like the mini palettes as well as the 5 shadow ones. And this is weird because I remember a couple of years ago they were talking about it a lot, where they were saying like the mini palettes, the formula is different from the larger palettes, and then all of a sudden like a year ago now it's the same formula and everybody fell in love with the mini. And I'm just confused because for years all I heard was that the mini ones was a different formula and it's not nearly as good as the larger palettes, and now all of a sudden it's changed. I don't know, man. I don't want to spend $25 on 5 mini shadows, not full size, mini shadows, to try to find that theory, to test that theory out. Give me a second, guys. I'm just pulling my chair back a little bit, trying to make sure I don't squish my dog because he's laying down behind me. Okay, moving along from Natasha. Cover FX. This is another brand where I know they're not super hyped, but when people talk about them, they usually mean really good things. I've heard a lot of good things, mostly about their complexion products. And I will say, I did used to own a color corrector from them, and I really did enjoy that color corrector. And it was really good value for what it was. So there's that. But I haven't really tried anything else from them, and I think that might have something to do with their marketing. Obviously, we don't hear people talking about them, and so I'm hoping that you're the same person, similar to me, kind of understand at that level, where I try to look items up before I buy them. I want to make sure that I'm doing a smart purchase, because what I hate is purchasing something and immediately regretting it. That is the worst feeling in the world. Worst feeling in the world. So I try to do my research. And with Cover FX, there's just not enough attention on the internet where I'm not sure what I'm getting, and I don't want to take that risk. Cover FX is not necessarily a $5 kind of makeup brand. They're definitely dropping some dollars on it, and I don't want to gamble. I just don't want to gamble. All right, let me fix my camera for a second, guys, because it's accentuating my double chin, and I don't appreciate that. Okay, there you go. Okay, so Smashbox. So Smashbox used to own my absolute favorite CC cream. To me, the Smashbox CC cream is actually really comparable to the ColourPop Pre-Tinted Moisturizer in the formula wise, although I think the CC cream had slightly more coverage, slightly. And I loved it. And then it seemed like they were phasing it out of Sephora, and I couldn't really find it either in store or in the website before like I used to. And so I just kind of went away from that. I've heard good things about Smashbox, but I feel like a lot of things about Smashbox are kind of geared towards people with oily skin, from what I've seen. And I have extremely dry skin. I've mentioned this before. My skin is so dry, it hurts. So I can't necessarily go for those kind of products. And that's just something that keeps deterring me from Smashbox. Is I used to own a eyeshadow palette from them, and it was fine. I wouldn't purchase it now. It was just a matte. I ended up declaring it, I think, to my sister. I don't remember actually. It was just a super small matte palette. It was fine. The quality wasn't bad overall, but they just don't have exciting products that would just catch my attention. And yeah, anyway, Smashbox, nothing really catches my attention. I don't know. Okay, sorry about that. We're gonna go over the next one because I forgot where I was. So Hourglass. Hourglass is one where I want to drop the dime. I do. I don't think I've ever heard a real negative review, and I think that from what I hear, they're kind of geared towards people like myself that have really dry skin and then try to be more glowy and stuff like that. And I did used to own a blush, but I had it in the wrong shade and it was extremely too dark for me, so I gave it to my sister, who is quite a few shades darker than me, and it just looks better on her. And I've heard good things about their ambient powders, their blushes, their bronzers, even their highlighters. They're not nearly as high shine, and I kind of like that. I've heard good things about their powder, like their loose powder, but I just like, and it's like what, anywhere to like $40 to like $60 to buy anything from them? Absolutely not. Hell no, I'm not doing it. And yeah, if anybody wants to give me something from Hourglass, please do. I was like, I want to drop the dime, but I'm like, is it worth it though? And I don't know if it is, and so I just haven't done it. Okay, here's another one. Dominique Cosmetics. Dominique is one where it's definitely within my parents' range where I will feel comfortable purchasing from. And I've seen a lot of really good reviews. And I personally don't watch Dominique, so like I'm not a subscriber to her. I don't really watch her videos. But I've seen people review her palettes and they really like it. Up till that, was it the Storm palette was in Books to Charm? I've always heard really positive reviews about Dominique Cosmetics up to that point. And then it was very mixed reviews. I've heard some good things, I've heard not so good things about it, and I'm just like, so which one is it? Because before it looked like it was and now it isn't, and I'm just confused. I will say though, the Latte 2 palette is really, really pretty, and I really had my eye on it for a long time, and it took myself a long time to not purchase it. But that one's pretty. Anyway, Dominique Cosmetics is another brand where I'm just like, I don't know, man. And also I want to say that her color stories don't necessarily attract me. Like the Storm palette, I didn't think it was a pretty palette. I just didn't. Like I said, the only one that's really tempted me is that Latte 2 palette. Okay, Zoeva. Zoeva is one where I've heard good things about the quality and I've heard good things about the brand overall. And I thought about purchasing something from her, from that brand in the Ultra 21 Days of Beauty because it was half off. However, I deterred from it because there's nothing that catches my attention. It's just, even though I do think it's my aesthetic, the palettes just look boring. Like, that's so mean to say, but they just did. They looked boring and I didn't catch my attention enough to buy it. And I haven't heard enough about anything else that she's put out that caught my attention to what I purchased it. So I just skipped out, but there's that. Okay, there's Umar Cosmetics, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's the new one that just came out, and I've heard a lot of good things about their formulas and everything they stand for, but nothing's caught my attention. I've heard that the foundation is really good, but I really don't need another foundation, and I don't know, it's just one of those where I think it's actually my aesthetic. I like how they brand things, and the marketing is definitely targeted to towards someone like me, but nothing's like cool or fun where I want to purchase it. So I'm just like waiting for it to happen. All right, Pur Cosmetics. So I do own one thing from Pur, and that's gonna be it's right here. Hold on. The Pur X Raw Beauty Christy palette. Now with this palette, this was such a nightmare for the shipping and how everything was handled, and then this prompted me to go into their Instagram and start looking at stuff from them. And I heard a lot of really bad things in the comments, not just with this collection, which this collection was obviously very hyped. So of course people were gonna go a little crazy on it. But no, overall, like people were just talking about how bad their shipping was and their quality was like hit or miss. And that kind of deterred me. I definitely have wanted to try the complexion products from Pur, not necessarily the cutesy stuff like their trolls or Barbie collabs. None of that has really attracted me, but their complexion products, I heard a lot of good things about primers. I've heard a lot of good things about their powder foundation. I've heard good things about their liquid foundation. So I've definitely wanted to try them, but nothing really caught my attention. The only thing that I really can think of is their foundations. That's what I really want to try from them. But after that whole incident happened, I am more deterred from doing it because I'm a little scared now to buy from them. Okay, moving along. Bare Minerals. So Bare Minerals is a brand that I have owned a couple of things from. I've owned skincare from them and I really do like it. I do think it's overpriced for what it is, and I do enjoy e.l.f.'s more. I have lip products, which I do like. They're just not long lasting, and overall I just prefer, I don't prefer liquid lipstick formulas like I used to. And if I do, I'm gonna go for the L'Oreal Los Angeles. I just think it's the better formula. And I've heard really good things about their foundations, powder foundations, and other products like bronzers, concealers, things like that. And my mom personally loves Bare Minerals, and her makeup looks pretty good. I'm not lying, she does. Her makeup looks pretty good. So I'm like, I don't know. And I've always hear good things about Bare Minerals, but I always hear it from older people. So I wonder if it's just meant for more mature skin, or it's just the people that they used to be loyal to them are still loyal to them, and now they're just older. And so I'm just confused, and I don't know what I should do about it. or if I should do anything about it at all. Maybe I shouldn't. I kind of really want to try the powder foundation, the loose powder foundation. Let me clarify. All right, Makeup Geek. Makeup Geek is one where I've moved not too long ago, and now it's at my local Target, and I definitely wanted to check out more things from them, but they're always sold out, or at least the things that I want to try from them. I did buy this little quad right here when they did the rebrand, and I do enjoy it. I think it's really good quality. However, I haven't bought anything else from them, and I want to. I know that she's coming out with a lot of really interesting things. Marlena is really awesome. I love watching her YouTube channel. It's so insightful. She comes out with videos every Sunday, and she's so good at teaching makeup and like really techniques, and like there's so many things that I didn't know about makeup that I've learned just from watching her videos. Like I didn't know that banana was a thing, or like there were so many good things from her. Definitely check out her channel if you want to learn more techniques and whatnot. She's really good about that, and that's why I really want to try more of her products, because I know that that's what they're meant for, or how she created them. But like I just feel like it's not accessible, and I don't know. I want to try more from her. The eyeshadow formula that I've tried from her is really good. Top notch on that one, you know, so I definitely want to try more from there. I definitely kind of want to, I know that in Target they have like this little quads. I want to buy like a more natural color quad. I want to buy one of those because I think it'll go really well. And even though it's a quad, they're singles, like the Signal Magnetic palette, the shadows, so it's easy for me to just put it into that and not into my palette counts category. So that's how I'm just going to sneak them into my collection. So I definitely want to buy one of those. I want to try bronzer from her. Not really interested in her blushes or in her highlighters. I want to try more lip products from her because I've heard good things about those. There's just a lot of things I want to try, but they're just not necessarily accessible. They're always sold out at Target. Like, come on, Target, restock. All right, moving on. I spent too much time on it, and this video is already getting long. All right, Koki Cosmetics. This is one where I feel like it's not really accessible in my area. I know there's supposed to be a Rite Aid. There's not really a Rite Aid near me. I know they're supposed to be really accessible in like the Midwest and in the West. You know, kind of. You know what? This is when you find out that I am directionally challenged. I think it's supposed to be like in California and all this stuff, and here in Texas, I have a hard time accessing this brand. I know that they said limited access to these things in Walmart. I really don't like their website. I've gone to their website once or twice, and I just don't like it. Catrice is one that they started selling on my Ulta, but they only have limited stuff, and what they have, I haven't really liked. I did end up buying one time. I had their hydrating mist, and I really liked it. The only reason why I didn't repurchase it, I repurchased it once before, was because of the ColourPop one, the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid. This is so much better value. I went through that Catrice one within like 2 months. I've had this one all year, and this is the only one I've had all year, and I still have a little bit left, and it's about to be October, and I still haven't finished it. Such much better value, and I don't think it comes with that much more product. That this one comes with 3.72 ounces. That one comes with almost 2 ounces, or it's like 1.5, something like that. So it's not a lot, and that one thing is like $5 or $6. This one's 12, so this one's definitely more expensive. But it's taking me a lot longer to go through it, and I drench my face in this spray, and I still haven't finished it. So it's just the better value for me, and I think they do work similarly. So I'm okay. I definitely want to try more from them. I've heard good things about her complexion products. I've heard good things about her foundations, bronzers, and all of those things. I know she had like a palette that was supposed to imitate like the KVD, Kat Von D one, but I heard was even better value from Kelly Gooch, was always raving about it. So definitely want to try more from it, but it's just, there's not a lot available near me in store, and I definitely don't want to purchase things online and then like gamble on it. So anyway, there's that. I also have Becca, and you know, if you know my channel, you know I do own things from Becca, and mostly is just her highlighters. I own 2 highlighters, which is Opal and Champagne Pop. There you go. Opal is my absolute favorite highlighter of all time. I love this highlighter. It's amazing. the only reason why I don't have more from Becca is just her palettes do not entice me at all. I've heard good things about her bronzers. I've heard good things about her primers. I've heard good things about her foundations. Obviously, we've heard good things about her highlighters. I think that's what she's most popular for. But like, nothing else has really caught my attention. Although I've heard a lot of good things about it, nothing's like intrigued me enough to want to purchase from her. And I want Becca to like come out with something that's gonna really catch my attention, and it just hasn't happened yet. So will I ever buy from Becca? I don't know, but I want to. I like the brand, but I don't want to buy it just for buying. All right, we're down to the last two. This is Persona Cosmetics. I own two things from Persona Cosmetics, and that's gonna be the Persona Identity 2 palette. I've been tempted to buy the Persona Identity 1 because I've heard even better things about that one, that palette, than this one. But to be honest, it's not quite my preference. I know it's a neutral palette. That's everybody's preference. But I don't know. There's something about it that keeps deterring me from it, and I definitely don't want to buy another palette. I definitely don't need to. I will need to dwindle down my numbers if I ever want to consider purchasing it. But I do have the Identity 2, and this is by far one of the better qualities I have in my collection. Super good quality. And I also own the lip gloss in the shade Hibiscus, which is right over here. I know the thing keeps shaking, and it's me. It's 100% me that's shaking it. Hibiscus. I really like this gloss. I can't think. It is by far one of the best gloss I've ever had. Lovely, lovely gloss. I really want to try buying the Zoeva highlighter. I heard a lot of good things about it. I really want to try buying both blushes. I really, really, really want those blushes. I've heard so many good things about it. I really want them, but every time I try looking for them, they're either out of stock or because I want to try buying them in a sale at the Persona Cosmetics website, because if I do, I'm definitely gonna buy another couple other stuff. But I feel like I always miss the sale. Like, I don't know how it happens, but they send me the text message notification, there's a sale. I go to the website, by the time I get there, it's sold out. And it's happened to me at least 3 times where I've tried to purchase things from Persona and it's not there. Or I've tried to buy things on the Ulta website with some kind of discount, and then the discount's not there anymore, or they're sold out, and I'm just like, oh. And that's one of those things where I don't even watch Sonia. Sonia, the founder, I don't watch her. I'm not subscribed to her. I don't particularly watch her videos, but I've heard so many good things about her brand that I keep wanting to buy more from it. It's such a good brand, and it's always sold out. It's so frustrating. All right, last one, Lacquer. That's the new nail polish from Kathleen Lights. I want to buy a lot of her. I have a wish list ready with over 10 nail polishes that I want to buy. But the only thing that's keeping me from it, I actually think the price is a little high. It's a little high, but I'm willing to live with it for good nail polish. My only issue is I have a bunch of nail polishes that are super old that I need to go through first before I will consider buying hers. So once I can dwindle down my own personal nail polish collection, then I will consider buying more of hers. When will that happen? I don't know. I'm hoping that by the next year. Although my nails have been going through it this year, and I haven't been able to paint my nails as much as I would have wanted to, because they just keep breaking apart, and I have extremely thin nails, so I do struggle with that. So whenever my nails start getting really brittle, I just have to take a break for a couple of weeks, sometimes a month or two, for them to kind of grow back good. And once that happens, then I can start painting my nails again. And then I just go in this cycle with my nails. So I haven't been able to go through my nail polishes the way I would have wanted to. Anyway, that being said, that's everything. I know this is a long video. I hope you enjoyed it, because like I said, if you are a regular makeup consumer the same way that I am, there's just no way in hell you can go through this makeup the way it is. And if I'm spending my hard-earned money on it, I'm gonna go through this makeup. Hell yes, I'm gonna go through this makeup, except for my eyeshadow palettes. There's no way in hell I'm gonna go through all my eyeshadows. But I am starting an eyeshadow roulette. Panless eyeshadows. Whoa. I'm going to start panless eyeshadows next year, because I really want to get more use out of my eyeshadows that I do own. And I might want to consider maybe potentially decluttering some of my palettes next year. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, that's it for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.